it's on. Hello. Whatever I do now will be forever with us. Because I haven't done a podcast in ages. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've completely forgotten. And I've got a new computer, so I can't edit what I do. So here you are, folks. It's me, large and live. In your face. Bring it on. Right. Welcome to the Bee and Rose podcast. It's ages since I've recorded anything. Possibly even, maybe even a couple of years or maybe a year. I'm not sure. Life goes on as it does. I couldn't knit for a while because I had a really dodgy shoulder, and I still have said dodgy shoulder. However, I've kind of been written off by the physiotherapist and by the doctor, so I figure if it hurts when I'm not knitting, I might as well just have a bit knit and see what happens. And it's not really any worse, to be honest. So I've done quite a bit of knitting over the last couple of years. Do us a favour though, if you're here, like and subscribe to find my updates, because although I probably won't be super regular, I'm not talking about my bowels, I will do podcasts when I have something to show you, but I don't want the pressure of like, I'm doing a podcast every week, because it gets a bit intense and I ain't up for that anymore. You know, I'm 43, I can only take so much. I have to stop, have a couple of months off before I do anything hardcore. My nose is really itchy as well, and I don't really want to do that in public, but no edit button. Right, so where are we at? Hello. Not in the shed, I'm in the house. The shed is too cold. I'm not working up there anymore. Since I last popped in to say hello, I've actually got, I want to call it a proper job, but it's not. I work in a supermarket. It's probably the worst thing I've ever done in my life. However, it pays a little bit, and it gets us out the house. I was a bit lonely in the shed, so I thought I'd go down the mainstream route and stop trying to reinvent myself every 2 minutes and get like a proper job with proper pay. And that's the end of that story, really. There's nothing else to say. Working with the public, I don't think it's my natural domain. However, I seem to manage just to have this internal strife. So on the front I'm like this, yeah, you drank half of that bottle of wine and now you're bringing it back because it didn't taste right. Okay, that's fine, you're normal. But then inside I'm just dying. So hopefully nobody from work will watch this. They won't, they don't know this exists, and I won't get the sack for slagging off the customers, even though they deserve it. Yeah, it's a bit grim. I only do 12 hours a week, which is also grim. No pension, no sick pay, terrible holidays, and no other benefits. So there you go. Blah 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 blah. I think last time I was on, I had a lovely boob, got that sorted out. The light's changing all the time in here, isn't it? Stay like that. Come on, son, what's your problem? Stay like that. That's better, nice and bright. All fine. Before this Christmas, my dad was diagnosed with bladder cancer, and he had an op before Christmas, and he's in hospital right now having exactly the same operation again. The mysteries of the world and medical science. I don't understand why, but it is what it is, and he might be fixed, he might not. He's 83, we'll just have to see how it goes. Right, so should we crack on with some knitting? Things have changed. Oh, I don't know what that means. Touch AF cancelled. Things have changed since I was last in knitsville. I did a bit of activism on my own page, kind of like, you know, this radical fatty wearing clothes that were nice instead of just head to foot in black. Took numerous photographs because representation matters, and we like to see representation of our bodies, so we don't feel like we're only there to entertain people and to be trolled and manipulated. And that kind of crashed and burned because I deleted loads of people off my Instagram page, so Instagram shadow banned me. So after doing that, I came back to knitsville, and oh, the activists had been doing their thing over there, and now we have a plethora of plus size knitting patterns, and they're not crap. It's like, wow, it's amazing. So I'm wearing Sorrel at the minute, by Woodsy and Wild Dank Fibres. Can you see? Well, I don't know, I'll have to stand up, come a bit closer. Look at that. Look at my chest. Isn't it lovely? It's like The pattern's just stunning. It's, oh, go back, go back. Come on camera, I can't edit. You need to just do what I need you to do straight away. Oh my God. Nobody needs to see me this close up. So, oh, there it is. It's just super, super slow. That's what you wanted, wasn't it? With your morning cup of tea. Right, so it's like this drop stitch pattern, and it's just, I love it. I love how far down on my boobies the drop stitch pattern goes. And at first when you do it, you like do your drop stitches and the bits in between you purl, but then when you get past, when you split for your sleeves, the rest of it is kind of reverse stockinette. So basically you just you knit it inside out, because you're doing it in the round and nobody wants to purl that much stuff in the round. Or if you do, you know, plenty of people out there like doing strange things, but I'd rather just knit as purl. So there you go. And I've had it on a lot. I have never yet forgotten to wear deodorant, so it's good for a little while yet, I think. But I will eventually have to wash it, and I'm kind of terrified because this is my own hand-dyed yarn. And I might not have rinsed it out properly because I knew I was doing it for me. And yeah, it's just the way it goes, isn't it? And I used it, it was just like 4-ply. Fingering weight, and I used it with some of this. This is just a big skein of yarn that I got when I set up one of my failed businesses, which was having baby wraps woven in a factory, or you know, at a weaver's. So I spent like literally thousands of pounds on materials and on the production of these things that nobody wants. But oh, look at me, I've got 2 cones of yarn out of it. I've got more than that, but you know. So this is wool, it's merino, and it's from Johnston's of Elgin, and you can see how thin it is. It's like an old factory line they don't use anymore. So I used 2 strands of that. How are you, man camera? 2 strands of that. Oh, it's chasing me. Say it again. 2 strands of that and 1 strand of darker yarn that's just the same blend held with the fingering. And the only thing is, doing that bloody clicks like out. Can you see? Constantly catching it on things, so I've got to be really careful, which isn't my, you know, my default position. But yeah, it's super, isn't it? Wow, fair. So I found my tape measure. Woo. So I can't remember what size I knit, although I probably can. Look at that, I'm nearly running out of tape. So that's 60 inches worth of bountiful boobies right there. And I think I did the 58 because after knitting, remember, I've never had access to plus size knitting patterns that I've actually enjoyed. So this is new to me, right? This is like a whole new thing. And I knit a couple of ones before this and they're really big and I don't like that much ease. So I thought I'll knit the 58 because once it's knit up, it'll stretch out a bit, blah, blah, blah. And it did, and I love the fit of it. And if you want to see photographs of it in action, you'll have to hop over to my Instagram page. I've changed my name on that for some ridiculous reason. I think I'll put it back to being Rose. Otherwise nothing connects. It makes no sense. Right, so I've knit this one. It's bloody lovely. Go and get one on the boil. There's some gorgeous examples. And I love their attitude towards inclusion. And remember, we're talking about greater inclusivity, not fully inclusive, because that, you know, there's always somebody going to be in outskirts for whatever reason, which is really awful. So I think it's important not to say, oh, everything in the knitting world is now so inclusive, because it's not inclusive for everyone. So, you know, just be careful where we at. But there is a nice hashtag size inclusive and size inclusive knitting, hashtag fat knitters, hashtag fat knitters of Instagram. You know, you probably guessed the rest. And if you go on there, you can find other people who may look like you. Something I've always struggled with, and that's also why I've put my measurements on my Instagram page, so that you can see. I think sometimes it's deceptive if you just do photographs straight on all of the time. You can't tell how much girth somebody's got, like on the side angle. So I've put pictures on my measurements on Instagram so you can see what's what. And basically I'm like an ancient tree. I'm just straight up and down and very large. I have no waist indent. I have no need for bust darts. So whenever I do any test knits, I'm just like, yeah, it's great, I just had to knit it. I don't have to really look at half of the pattern. Because it's not for me, but I can't be the only tree-like human out there. Christ, they've developed an entire system that compares women to fruit. There has to be some oak trees knocking about, or a willow or a silver birch, whatever you like to be. Right, so what have I got? Did buy Betty knits? No, she didn't. Lava Girl knits, she did one of these and it is beautiful, and loads of other people have done them in a huge range of sizes, so go and have a look. But I tell you what, with this size inclusive thing like kicking off, I've got a bit confused because ages ago I started doing this arboreal sweater by Jen Steinglass, which is knit love wool, something like that. Anyway, yeah. And because the pattern didn't go up to my size, surprise, the frickin' surprise, I had to kind of make it up. And oh my god, I've gone upside down. I used Aran weight instead of double knitting to give it a bit more, and I used bigger needles. And I gave up halfway through because of my shoulder. And I was like, oh, is this even going to fit me? Because, you know, when you're a big gal, you can't really try things on because the knitting cables, no matter how long they are, they ain't long enough for this, babe. And the sort of having to put it on a bit of string or a bit of wool, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to do that ever. So basically, I just lost my confidence. But, oh, it's so lovely. I'm going to do another one. I'm definitely going to do another one, a different wool. And this is acrylic as well because it's Aran. You know, Aran acrylic. But it's really nice. Can't tell you what it is, which is helpful because it's old. But yeah, I went back to the pattern and I went back to do some more, and I knew that I'd started to knit the larger size with big needles and larger wool. But then I was like, oh, why does none of this work anymore? Because whilst I had been away, she'd updated her pattern sizes. Hurrah! Unfortunately for me in this situation, it kind of knackered up my plans. However, in the grand scheme of things, I was like, what? I don't understand. Until I got really back into Instagram and I saw all this stuff that had been going on. Oh, thank you, activists, for doing what you do. You know, the word activist might seem a bit strong, but when it happens, when you go from being completely marginalised and having no representation to being included in a lot more places that you never were before, it is, insert swear word, it's mega. Right, what am I waffling on about now then? Right, so you've seen me sorrel. The other thing I want to show you this morning is my vest. I'm going to get changed on camera. Oh, I probably haven't shaved my armpits for about 25 years, but never mind, you know. I'm just a lady. This is the Calibrate sweater. Oh god, and I love it. If I can find the front and the back. The only thing I don't understand why, what I did with this is like I included a really dark stripe in my knitting, and then because I am who I am, there was no way I was going to go back and frog it, even though I thought, why on earth did I do that? So I love this so much, but you can't really see it again. Hop over to Instagram for a full length pic. This is by Spindles and Stitches. This was a test knit. Why is it so dark? Should I bring it a bit closer, do you think? Oh god, this could go horribly wrong. Hello! Stop me heeding. My eye, what's all wonky? Oh, hey man, never mind. Yeah, so this was a test knit. Spindles and Stitches. Oh, it's just lovely. Hang on, let's have a look at it. I'm going to do that in the thing again. So basically, it's coming out on the 7th of March. Oh no. It's coming out on the 7th of March. It is brilliant. It is fully inclusive, right? And it's not only inclusive for sizes, it's if you have to use a wheelchair or if you've got a bag attached to you somewhere and you need splits in certain pay laces that go to a certain height to allow you access to things that you have attached to your body. It's just bloody marvellous, darling. And I've never used a pattern that's constructed like this before either. You basically have to input your measurements and then magic happens and it tells you what to knit. It's just like, oh, I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. You buy it. You buy this, you buy it. Or you'll be in trouble with Auntie Faye. Don't know where that came from. Anyway, right, so it's like a raglan top down. Oh come on, you stupid thing, stop going dark. And you can see the lovely increases. Maybe you cannot, but I feel like you can see the increases on the sleeves, which are just beautiful. So you kind of knit a bit of the back, there's no short rows, you knit it a bit of the back, you knit a bit of the, then you, what did you do? Can't remember. Like you knit it flat, and then you join it up, and then you knit your body, you split for your sleeves, you do your body, and alright, this could go horribly wrong. Oh wait, it has. And can you see, I'm gonna have to pull it up again so you can see, the bottom is just beautiful. It's curved, but the way that Alex uses short rows in our pattern, the curve of the rib is just, oh god, I love it. So the back's longer than the front. Obviously you don't have to do it like that, you can completely modify it. So you've got these lovely tunic like splits in the side. Hang on, I'm sweating, wait a minute, oh god. Right, so you've got like these lovely splits in the side. Honestly, I wish I had enough room in my house to do it more justice, but c'est la vie. And for this one, I think from memory that I did just input my measurements, and it's the nicest fitting thing I've ever made. I haven't ever made many things, but I can guarantee that I will make more of these as and when I'm ready to go on my Knit Ninja thing again. So, can you see me? Can you see me now? I feel like I'm miles away. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, coming out on the 7th of March, make sure you buy it, you'll love it. You pick up stitches around the top to do the collar, and it is quite big when you knit it, but if you decide you want it smaller like I did, pick up less stitches and then do your ribbon around the top. Honestly, it's, oh, I love it. So for this, it's a double knitting weight, so I held 2 strands of fingering weight yarn together, and this was all the odds and sods of my hand-dyed yarn that I had lying around in the shed. And I've been doing a lot of weaving with it, and then I was like, oh, I regret doing that because I didn't have enough to finish the sleeves with. So I've just kept the sleeve quite short. Oh, did you see me knit your tattoo? Yeah, I've kept the sleeve quite short, but I like it, and it's just a roll hem. I haven't even got ribbing on it, but on the pattern the sleeves are long, short, whatever you want them to be, and it's got the same lovely 2x2 rib, and it's just, I love the weight of the double knitting, and it's super, love it. Right, so I used finger away, blah blah blah, what am I about? Yeah, right, and I've started to do another one in hand spun. I'll show you. I've got a Spin Jones kit for Christmas, which is basically all of just a sample kit. It comes in a massive box, and there's loads and loads of samples of fibre, and it's just absolutely amazing. I think it was 60 quid or something like that, so it's not cheap, but it's well worth it. And you just, I think it's 20 grams of each colour comes in the box. So I've been spinning them up. I've tried not to be too precious about which colours go and where, but I do want it to be a bit comprehensive, and there's loads of stuff in there like silk, wool, obviously, bamboo, forgotten, whatever else there is in the fibre world, you know. Ugh, and stuff that's in my mouth. So this is the second Calibrate that I've started to do, and you can see, hang on, the lovely increases on the sleeves on this one. Oh god, it's upside down again. How pretty they look. And you split for your sleeves, and there's more kind of increases underneath, but a different sort of increase. So it's lovely the way it kind of manipulates the stripes in your yarns and changes the shapes of what you're knitting. So this is all, so far, this is all spun from the Spin Jones box, apart from this purple here, which is from Fluff Fibre. I don't know if you can see it very well, oh sorry. And also this, which was dyed by Alex, who owns Spindles and Stitches, and she designed this pattern, and that is her Dolly Mixture colourway, I think. It's all those beautiful colours, isn't it lovely? Oh god, it feels so good, honestly. I can't wait to get it finished. This is my take to the pub knit, because it's just, I'm just doing stock and stitch now. And I probably won't do the slitty things in that, because I find that knitting purl stitches, because you knit the front and the back flat. No, hang on. After you've split for your what am I on about? After you've split for like your I've got a gob full of wool, for your front bit and your back bit, right? Because they're knitting 2 separate parts. You have to knit forwards and backwards, plain and pearl, and the pearl hurts my shoulder more than the plain does, so I'm probably not going to put the slitty bits in the bottom of this one to avoid that problem. So there you go, and this is some more of the stuff out of her lovely kit. Oh god, it's so lovely. But spinning is like a dream at the minute, because also for Christmas, because I'm very lucky, I got this little beauty. Has anybody else got one? The eel wheel. I think if you live in America it costs about, I don't know, £2, but because we're in England and there are lots of customs fees and postage is extortionate from anywhere that's not, well, from anywhere, it cost about, I think I paid 160 quid in total. So I got this, loads of spare bobbins, bits and bobs of spare parts. Yeah, I love it. It's so good. At first I hated it. I just thought, why have I bought this hideous thing? What a waste of 160 quid. I was absolutely devastated. But then I ordered this little Scotch tension kit from somebody on Facebook, and I replaced the horrible elastic brake band with parachute cord. What else did I do? Do you know, I think that's about it. Oh yeah, and I got some new yarn holders. Oh, and I'm stuck to my notebook. And I think that's about it. And it's brilliant. Oh, it's upside down again. And it was very, very light and very ephemeral. And I thought, this isn't going to last long in the hands of incapable Faye. But then I bought a battery pack to fit on the bottom of it, off Amazon, off our Christmas vouchers. And I just keep it plugged into that all of the time. I charge it every now and again. And I can just start spinning straight away. Whee! So in the car, everything. And I know a lot of people have had a problem with their motor heating up. Mine's never done that. But if it does, or if it blows up, I don't think it's going to blow up very far, like it's not very big. Cover your eyes, people, cover your eyes. Then you can buy new motors on Amazon for very, very cheap. Because I was worried that I bought this thing from America and it was going to cost me an absolute bomb to actually fix it if it went wrong. Because yeah, I can send it back, but postage is a lot. But no, it's superb and I love it. And I've spun loads and loads of stuff on it. For example, this, which is fibre from Fluff Fibre, because she's my favourite and my best. Isn't that lovely? And it gives you a nice soft spin. It doesn't go fast enough to do anything like major. It's just very, very soft. And this one as well, it's very lovely. Again, Fluff Fibre. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. And other than that, I'm not going to talk about any other... Oh, I am. I've got one more to tell you, another test knit that I did. Are you ready to see me vest again? Oh, God, you're dead lucky. Not many people get this treat, you know. Not even the postman. And I never did that thing when I was breastfeeding my kids of going to the door with a boob hanging out. I'm sorry. I can't say that. I can't say that I ever did that. Right, so this is Areca by Soprano Knits. That's probably very wrong. Can you see the lovely pattern on the neckline? Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. I wish I'd used different yarn because it's such a beautiful pattern and it was a test knit and I feel like I've not shown it off to its full advantage. But it's so lovely. It's got short rows in the back of the neck to make the back longer, which is really handy because when you come to put it on, straight away without a label, you can see what's the back and what's the front. So for this, I contacted Soprano Knits because I knew nobody had knit the biggest size. And she just sent me the pattern for free so that I could knit it. And it's lovely, it's lovely, it's lovely. And you can't really see, it's just a straight jumper with ribbon at the bottom. Now to see, I did 3/4 length sleeves. You know, why waste time knitting long sleeves when you could be making something else? I didn't say that. And I used, to get ready for this cost me 10 British pounds. 10 pounds, people, 10 pounds. I used this skanky stuff. Life Double Knit Vintage Look by Stylecraft. I'm so fancy. However, I made it a bit fancier because, like I said before, why is that light gone red? It's going to stop, isn't it? Bloody thing. I've got a shed full of stuff from when I... Why does it turn off after half an hour? I am still here, camera. I am. I'm not invisible. Really, I'm big enough to see. Anyway. Oh yeah. So, bought this yarn. Spent a tenner. I only used like 4 balls or something. It was £2.50 each. But to make it a bit more fancy pants, I used my secret stash of yarn that I thought I'd never get used for anything because it's so thin that it's useless. And I held 2 strands of cashmere and 1 strand of silk with the acrylic, because I am a yarn snob, can't help it. But I haven't, now that I've taken on proper employment, I've got like a fixed income, so you know, I can't just make it up anymore. And if I want to buy something that costs £25 million, I can't just pull extra work in because it doesn't exist. Yeah. So, how did we do this? Oh yes, you started with the rib, so it's a proper top down, short rows to keep the back longer. Then you go into this gorgeous elongated caliper stitch pattern, and Soprano Knits has got this pattern in socks as well, and she's all about size inclusion. Again, I'm not going to say it's fully inclusive because there'll still be people who are excluded from the size ranges, as is, you know, that's common sense, isn't it, really, to kind of say that it's more inclusive. Not fully, nothing is going to be fully inclusive unless it's like the Calibrate pattern where you do it yourself. But you know, the designers that I've tested it for, or that have made their sweaters, they are open to suggestions. Blah 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 blah. What am I talking about? I don't know. My tongue's gone very dry. Hang on. Isn't that hideous? So it's brilliant. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's on Ravelry. And it's a super, it's so comfortable. So it's iron weight, so if you're going to knit one for yourself, you can do what I did and make it up and make sure your gauge thingy works. But I love the way that on my body, because of having lumps and bumps in random places, I love the way the heavier yarn kind of drapes and falls without me being self-conscious, and it's not clingy at all. And the sleeves are nice. I think she's got an option, like on the Calibrate pattern, I think there's an option to make the biceps bigger, because I know that's often a problem for plus size knitters, that this gap isn't big enough, and the sleeve won't be big enough, but you can actually alter that on the pattern, and it's not difficult. They've done the work for you. They haven't been lazy, they've actually done it properly, and yay, thanks kids. And next week I'll talk about Ursa by Jacqueline Posh by Jacqueline, and Love Note by Tin Can Knits, but I'm not going to tell you about those now because I want you to come back. I do. I kind of want to be famous. I know it's never going to happen, but still, I've monetized these videos, maybe 20 pence, people. Right, and the only other knitting I'm going to talk about today, you might be glad to know, is these socks. Nothing to say about them. They're just socks. They need to be finished. May happen, may not. I think it's Heel and Toe by Stylecraft. It wasn't as cheap as that other, but it's Cali. Right, oh, right, okay. And I've got some stuff that I want to get rid of at some point, because, again, when I opened back to my Knitstagram, and I was like, oh, wow, big things. Pom Pom had made a commitment not to publish any patterns that didn't go up to at least a 60-inch chest, which just, I did cry. I did leak a little bit of that, I must admit. But I cancelled my subscription initially because these ones don't, and I've kind of, I'd sort of, oh, what's it called, resigned myself to the fact that I would always only be knitting for the kids, i.e. knitting stuff just to hang in the wardrobe, because they never ever wear anything that I make before Mark puts it in the wash and felts it and shrinks it. Which isn't ideal, is it really? So I've got 3 of these I need to get rid of, so I need to do something about that. And this by Mary Wallen, she's not interested in doing anything size inclusive. And also this top down sweaters, which is not necessarily, it has got sizes in it up to a 54-inch. After that you've got to figure out yourself, so nah, don't need that anymore. Not when we've got stuff like this, knitting from the top down, where you kind of make it up yourself and no sizes are mentioned. It's this is inclusive, which is brilliant. Right, so that's it. I'm going to go and stop waffling on. I've got no idea if this has worked or what the hell I'm going to do with it, but I'll plug it into the computer and see if I can work a bit of magic. You never know, you never know. Right, so if there's anything particular you want me to yammer on about next time, just tell me and I might just do it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Can you tell I've been watching the kids' YouTube videos? Right, see you later. Bye.